Have you ever stopped to think what could possibly connect an ancient Egyptian sleep temple with a modern high-tech brain scan? Well, the answer is this incredibly powerful tool for unlocking the mind, hypnosis. So today, we're going to explore how this practice, which is part ancient ritual and part cutting-edge neuroscience, has really always been about one thing, the quest to know ourselves. So let's just start with this question. What if the real key to unlocking your own mind isn't some new app or productivity hack, but a secret that's been hiding in plain sight for like 4,000 years? And forget all the stage tricks you've seen, the swinging pocket watches. We're talking about a fundamental human ability that science is really only now beginning to fully get its head around. But before we take a journey back through all that history, we kind of need a clear map, right? So what is hypnosis, really? Let's cut through all the mystery and get right to the core of how it actually works. Okay, so the official definition isn't about losing control. It's actually about gaining focus. Think of it like a mental spotlight. Your attention just gets so absorbed in one thing that everything else, it just kind of fades into the background. And the thing is, it's a natural state that we all go into, like when you're completely lost in a great book or a movie or even just driving down the highway. So let's just get this straight right from the get-go. Hypnosis is not mind control. You can't be made to cluck like a chicken against your will because you are always in the driver's seat. It's also not sleep. Actually, your mind is incredibly alert. It's simply a powerful, natural state that harnesses the focus you already have. All right, now that we know what it is, let's take a look at where it came from. Because this state of focused attention, it isn't a modern discovery, not at all. It's an ancient path. A practice woven deep into human culture for thousands of years, long before it ever had a name like hypnosis. And I mean, look at this. This was happening all over the world. In ancient Egypt, you had sleep temples that guided people into these trance-like states for healing. Over in India, ancient Vedic texts describe deep meditative states called yoga nidra. And then thousands of miles away, over 1,000 years ago, the Persian physician Avicenna was already describing the unique qualities of a trance, making it clear it was different from just being asleep. This ancient quote from the Yoga Sutras, it just gets right to the heart of it all. The cessation of the modifications of the mind. I mean, the goal has always been to quiet all that noise, all that chatter in our heads, to find some clarity. It's the exact same principle as the modern definition, tuning out all the distractions to get to a super focused state. So how did this ancient sacred ritual become a modern medical tool? Well, this was the big turning point. This is when hypnosis started to transform from something seen as magic into something recognized as medicine, and when the mystical was finally put under a scientific microscope. And here's where it all changed. First, you have this guy Mesmer with his kind of wild theories about animal magnetism. He was definitely controversial, but hey, he got people talking. Then along comes a Scottish surgeon, James Braid, who realized it wasn't about some invisible fluid, it was all happening inside the mind. He's the one who gave it the name hypnosis, and he defined it as a psychological process. That was the real game changer. And the evolution didn't stop there. In the 20th century, a psychiatrist named Milton Erickson came along and just revolutionized the whole field. He tossed out the rigid, direct commands and instead developed this artful, conversational approach. By using things like storytelling and metaphors, he found that our unconscious minds respond way more powerfully to indirect suggestions. And just like that, hypnosis became a deeply personal and flexible tool that could be tailored to any individual. Which brings us right up to today. In an age of brain scans and evidence-based medicine, what does hypnosis look like now? Well, welcome to the modern toolkit. I mean, the applications today are just stunningly broad. Clinical hypnosis is used for managing chronic pain, and in some cases, it's as effective as medication. It's used for reducing anxiety, treating deep-seated phobias, PTSD. It's even used by elite athletes to get a mental edge. This isn't some fringe science anymore. It's a legitimate therapeutic tool with proven benefits. And here's the coolest part. We can now literally see it working in the brain. Using fMRI scans, scientists can watch hypnosis alter brain activity in real time. They see more connectivity in the brain's attention centers and less activity in the part of our brain that's always wandering off or criticizing us. We finally have concrete biological evidence that something very real is happening. But listen, any tool this powerful requires wisdom. And that leads us to a really important warning on this path to self-knowledge, the danger of outsourcing your own authority. This idea is so powerful. It's a call to tune into that inner feeling. That signal you get the moment you start to place someone on a pedestal, whether it's a therapist, a teacher, or some kind of guru. That feeling, that's your cue to just pause and pay really close attention. Medical anthropologist Anne-Marie Duchesne actually calls this guru culture. It's our deeply ingrained habit of looking to some charismatic authority figure for all the answers. The point here isn't to avoid getting guidance, but to recognize this pattern and make a conscious choice to trust our own inner knowing above someone else's credentials or charisma. It's a huge call for personal sovereignty. And this idea, personal sovereignty, that's the real destination here. The entire journey of hypnosis, from those ancient temples to modern clinics, it all ultimately points us in one single direction, inward. Because the ultimate guide is already within you. And this isn't some new age concept. Know thyself was famously inscribed at the Oracle of Delphi. We see it on ancient Egyptian temple walls. The message is just timeless. True wisdom doesn't come from an external source. It comes from uncovering the blueprint that already exists inside you. This ancient hermetic principle, it just says it all. As within, so without. Our inner world literally shapes our outer reality. The work we do to understand ourselves has a direct, powerful impact on how we experience the world. And that means self-knowledge isn't just some navel-gazing exercise. It's the most practical work we can possibly do. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Through all its different forms and across thousands of years, hypnosis has always been a tool to help us access our own inner resources. The guide, the wisdom, the power to heal. It has always been inside you. The only question is, are you ready to listen?